Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. I guess it's 12 noon. It's a little bit. Oh, it's 12:01. We're a minute late. Sorry about that. But we're getting started now, and we've got my partner, Dustin Slade, with us here today,
Morning, guys. How you doing?
and we got the lovely and talented Meloney Hall with us today too.
Hey, hi. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome. So let's see. This is a Q&A show. So let me put on the Q&A, and there's Dustin asking a question. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But what we're doing today is we are discussing Google Plus tips and tricks, and we've got what we're talking about are, let's see, how to merge multiple Google Plus profiles together, using your About tab more effectively, and posting multiple photos per post. Okay, so one of the things that what I'd kind of like to do with this, if this works for you guys, is go ahead and Dustin, if you would just kind of screen share on this document and do the presentation, hit present on it, and let's kind of roll through it and talk about it as it's on the screen. Does that make sense to you guys?
We'll start it off here, guys. Get a good show here. Okay, it's loading up.
There it is. So let me click on you and get you in the. There we go. Okay, I got you front and center, and you've hit present, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So y'all just jump in whenever. Everybody jump in. But this is the Google Plus tips and tricks. This is the OTS that It's a resource document, and the 50 plus tips. The link that you see there will take you to that one document that's got all 50 tips lined out for you. Okay, so you can go to that and share it. And Dustin, if you'll just kind of take it from there and just kind of walk us through.
Here we go. Tip 46 out of 50 from this Denis, Labelle, and Eliason tips here on merging multiple Google Plus profiles together. So I only have two. How many do you guys have?
Oh, I got a bunch, but I'm not going to merge them.
It's kind of nice to have them separate so that you can
in case something
keep
goes
spam
wrong.
going to separate emails. Shall I put it that way?
Or something goes wrong.
Right.
I think that first they had to develop that because, as you see, when Google Plus first started, and if your name was, Jennifer Smith, and you weren't quite sure how to do it, you would create like 10 Jennifer Smiths, and then you weren't sure what was happening, so then you have to like merge those. So that's how I know that people have used it, because when they first started, they may have 5 accounts in their name and they didn't intend to do that.
Well, here's a quick tip. If you've got different named accounts, just have different pictures on each one of your accounts. That makes it easy. So when you go there, and then you can always go up and look at and see which account you're in. But putting your picture on it will go across screens and go across accounts, and as long as you know what pictures with which account, you can control multiple accounts like that. But he's got some big caveats in here. I mean, one of the things you can't do if you're merging these things is you're going to be without post 7 weeks. You can't post. You can't do a lot of stuff. I believe some of the things will not come over too. I wasn't quite sure about that. I've never actually combined a post. But one of the, Dustin, last week we were talking about backing up, taking archives of your YouTube channel.
Right.
If you'll kind of click through these links, one of these links will take you actually to the settings where you can download where you can archive any of your Google Plus accounts. So I mean, it's pretty cool. And if you just kind of just walk us through there and kind of click the links and stuff and kind of
This
go
first
through.
one here, this Rahul
Well,
Roy.
that's just going to be to
Shout out.
his personal account. So we'll give him a shout out, Rahul Roy. And some of these links point to those documents that are out there. So there is a post from him that's in the resource box here, and there is a post that he's talking about that he took it from that's in the documents too. So everything's accessible through this document.
Right. One thing I'll say on that note really quick that I don't think is probably in here is using your Gmail accounts just to answer your emails. And instead of opening a new window and logging in and out, you can add a Gmail account with the cogwheel there and add an account so that you can just easily switch accounts and be signed in. You guys use that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the neat thing about Google Plus, I mean, it's integrated in a bunch of this stuff. It's integrated into Google Plus. You can start video calls within it. You can share posts in it that you can link on. It'll take you directly to the post. I mean, you can share videos in it. It'll take you directly to the video. I mean, you can do. It's pretty cool. And one of the things that they're doing with Google Plus now is they're unlinking some things. You know how Google Plus for a while there was being linked. Everything was tying in through Google Plus, and what came up today on that was when you're making calls, you can make calls now without having to have a Google Plus account. You can make calls out without having to have a Google Plus account.
Wow.
So I don't know how you do it, but yeah, because I hadn't fiddled with it. But I just saw that today, so that's.
I wonder if it's that Google. There was a thing called Google, like Google Ring or Google Call. Maybe
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It was tied in to Google Plus. It's delinked from Google Plus now.
Wow. That opens
And
up.
I don't know if they did that across the whole thing or if they're rolling it out.
Yeah.
It's generally they roll things out, so it's probably rolling out. But I don't know that for a fact. That's just speculation on my part. So, but that came up today. So that's a tip for you guys.
Very good.
Tip 47 out of 50: using your tab more effectively.
Wait a minute. Let's go through. See this one. Come back and click this link right now. Next page. Click that link right there. The bottom link. I don't think that's the one. No. No. The one below that. Right there. No, not. No. Up. Can you see it? It says tip 4850, posting multiple photos per post. Where are we on? 46. I can't even see this.
46
Turn to
just
full screen. Wait a minute.
Rahul Roy doesn't have a link anywhere.
Okay, come down to the next one then.
That one goes to Stefan's link.
Yeah.
And then this one
Click that.
is the bottom link. Let's try this one.
Okay.
Mini blog on Google Plus.
Yeah, no, that's not it. It's. Let's just go to the next slide.
Okay.
Let me do this. Okay.
Okay, back to merging accounts. Familiarize yourself with warnings and notices first. You want to click on that link?
Let's see. We're on tip 4650. Merge multiple Google Plus profiles together.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is actually a pretty cool little thing. So let's just go through and click the first two links there, and then there's more information on Rahul's post. That'll take you to that link. We're not going to click on that, and more information from the Mashable, which is on that link. But those first two links, familiarize yourself with the warnings and notices, and then go to the page, and that's going to take you where you can archive everything that you've got on Google Plus. So if you'll pop that first link.
This is the first one. Transfer Google Plus circles and connections between accounts.
Yep.
Is there something on here you want to show in particular?
Yeah, you might want to, there's a warning on there, so you might want to just kind of go over that a little bit and tell people what they need to kind of watch out for. Because they're evident, one of the things that you need to do is you need to back up your accounts before you try this. Because
Right.
Melanie, do you know anybody that's actually tried this?
No, and I was going to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you archive, it only archives up to the point of the date you archive. So then, how often should you archive? I mean,
well, that depends on you. Depends on how you're backing up things. You know, if it's a YouTube account, I would at least back it up weekly if you're producing stuff on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of my thoughts on it. So, I mean, some people can do it daily, I guess, if you're posting daily, but weekly would probably do it for me on YouTube. But that would be that's the only one that I kind of like to back up. As far as, you know, you might want to back up all your photos and stuff, but Dustin, if you just want to share whatever you want to share
the
on
transfers take 48 hours. It says can't transfer connections from a profile to a page. 7-day waiting period before your transfer begins.
It takes a while. I thought it was like 48 hours. Transfers typically take about 48 hours. Okay.
But to begin.
You can't transfer connections. Okay. There's a 7-day waiting period before you. Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, so it puts it in a queue for at least a week before it begins.
I guess that's why you can't get to your stuff for a week.
We're connecting the dots here, it looks like.
You never had to start a new account, I guess, during that week.
Oh my gosh.
You won't be able to request a transfer with these accounts again for 6 months.
Wow.
Before a transfer begins, you can cancel it by signing into either a Google account from a desktop computer. Click Transfer Account, Cancel Transfer at the bottom. Then the warning here, during the transfer, neither account will be able to share posts on Google+, add or remove people from circles, block or ignore people. People won't be able to block, add, or remove these profiles to their circles during the transfer. Transfers typically take about 48 hours. So I don't know, is it a week or is it 48 hours?
Well, I mean, you're shut out for 7 days, so I guess it takes 7 days to do it. And that takes 48 hours, so I guess you're looking at maybe longer than 7 days.
Right.
But you got to be careful about doing it, I suppose. I'm not going to try it.
Maybe on an account that doesn't have a ton of stuff that you really, need, and it's just a baby account.
That's a good point. Like Melanie was saying too, if somebody's got 2 accounts they set up and just want to merge them, nothing's on them yet. That's probably a good idea to do it like that. But
this next part talks about requesting a transfer. Log into your source account. Go to the Google Takeout tool.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that real quick. And it'll walk you through how to save your data in a zip file. And so it walks you through that process. And follow the instructions from the tools.
Go ahead and click create an archive. Because I think there's a direct link to that from another link. Whoops, they're preparing your archive. All right, come back then.
That one's saved. I'm gonna download it. Or it's gone forever.
Let's go back because I do want to show people the link, because there's a direct link on the document that'll take you to the page where you'll be able to select all of your accounts, all of your Google Plus accounts. And I think that's that second one.
So we did this first one, the second one.
Yeah, here it is. Download a copy of your data. If you kind of scroll through this, you can set up archives for mail, calendar, contacts, drive, voice, profile, hangouts, circles, streams, pages, blogger, YouTube, Google Photos. I mean, it'll archive anything. And if you're downloading your YouTube account, when you create an archive, they have that archive available for a certain number of days, and then it disappears. So if you don't download it within that window, you got to reset up an archive on it.
Speaking of that too, I had set up a voicemail number,
Mm-hmm.
a Google phone number.
Yep.
Hadn't used it in I think probably 6 months.
Right.
So they gave me a warning, say, hey, if you don't use it, you're gonna
lose it. Wow.
So you might want to check that if you have one of those numbers, and just make sure yours is up to date. On a side note. So, anyways, back to the slideshow here. You're going to confirm that transfer once you're done. Link to Raul's post. And
No, don't. We're not gonna click those links. But people, if you're interested, you can go to those posts and it'll give you more details on it. So let's just go to the next ones. And this is using your About tab more effectively. And you redid this. Oh, here's Catherine Wilfong coming in. Hey, this is perfect. I was just thinking I needed to archive all my G+ posts. She says, good morning to everybody. So let's see if we can pull that up.
Hey.
Is that on the page now? Or
yeah, this is 47 tip. Is that what you're asking?
No, I just selected Catherine Wilfong. So hey, Catherine, just a quick shout out. Yeah, on the tips for your About page, that was like when you just reorganized your whole About page, right, Dustin?
I did. You want to see it?
No, I just want to ask you a quick question about it. And it pertains to this document.
It's not like a few lines of do things. It's a lot of links. It's a lot of information, a lot of outgoing links and resources. So.
Yeah, one of the things that if there's more information on this particular document, but it's not on this particular page. But if you go out to Stefan's post, it walks you through that. And one of the things that Stefan is recommending is when you have popular posts that you've written and other people have written, that you put those on your About page, so that when people can come to you and take a look at that stuff. And that was the question I had for you, Dustin, if you had done some of that, taken some of your posts and put on there and done that kind of thing.
Been a while since I revamped it, probably a couple months now already, so I don't remember if I put any specific blog posts, but I think I did point out to different resources that I use and free links and stuff like that, for sure. A lot of outgoing links.
Yep.
A lot of resources, and just make it interesting. And I just when I made mine, modeled it off Stefan's there. It's go look at his, and you'll see, there's a lot he adds in there, and things like what circles would be good to add me to. If you're involved in this, then you should add me to this kind of thing. And that's, you don't really think of that.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, Stefan's the one to go to. So go check him out when you're doing your setting up your About page on your Google Plus profile. So let's see, Meloney, you want to go over what some of these tips? Talk about some of these tips.
Well, I did want to say I wanted to ask, I'm in the question mode today.
Okay.
How do you feel about when you're on somebody's About page and it seems to go forever and ever? I mean, have you come across About pages where there's so much stuff on it that you lose interest? Or do you
You don't
think
know what to
everybody's
weed
pretty
out.
much... I'm sorry?
I could see that, yeah, where there's just so much you don't know what to weed out. What is this person about? You got 50 different links here. I
Well,
can see
also
that.
the narrative side, like when I first joined Google Plus, when I was looking on some profiles, like just the narrative part of the about page, where it says a little bit about me.
Right.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it was like maybe 5,000, 6,000 words. I mean, big, a lot. And I thought, oh my gosh, So I don't know if there's been anything that says, what is too long, what is too short.
Well, I would just assume that if you format it properly, and it's organized properly, where I mean, it's like anything else. As you're writing a post, you want to make it readable. So if you're doing your about page, you want to make sure that it's readable. And if you do one, maybe you should ask a couple of people that you know to come over and check it out and see if it makes sense to you, if it makes sense to them, and if they don't, change it. And but one of the things that he's recommending is that you keep it updated a lot, keep it updated, because things are changing all the time, and I'm guilty of that. I mean, I set mine up when I first came on, and I don't think I've updated it maybe one time since. I may not even have updated it once. God only knows what it looks like. So I need to go out and do that myself. So anyway, but they're talking about including keywords in your text. If you're a freelance web designer based in London, make sure you include it so people who are looking for London-based web designers can find you. And that goes back to everything in Google Plus is indexable. So and if you get a lot of people commenting on your stuff and interacting with you, then it goes up pretty good in the search. Especially if other people are signed in, they'll come across you pretty quickly. And he's just recommending if you're a professional, don't use slang and emoticons. So I don't know. I guess that depends on if you want to do that or not. That's your call.
Well, I think it would if you want to reach and appease globally, you really shouldn't do the slang because only certain people understand what that is. So like if we were on someone's profile about page and they were from Britain and they used I know these blokes, they're using their slang, then anybody else in the world would say, well, gosh, now I gotta look up what a bloke is. What is that? Just like us, if we say like redneck, we know what a redneck is in the United States, most of us. But maybe somebody over in Singapore, they don't know what, maybe they don't. And if you don't want to be where people always have to look up what you're saying.
Right. That's a good point. So,
on the contrary, though, I think you could also argue that there is, if you are advertising like a specific, I'm thinking of these T-shirts that Chris Blair does. If you're advertising a specific T-shirt, you can use, the slang word to go after that specific niche entirely, very laser focused. And if you're trying to hit a global audience, don't use slang words. That's what you said.
Yeah, it's all about the intent and purposes of what image you want to, who you're trying to reach. If you don't want to sell any of those T-shirts to Singapore or to Germany or whatever, then just use a language that your target market understands.
Right.
Sounds good. Okay. Anybody else have anything else they want to share about this? Okay, here we go to the gallery. Okay, we're good with the page, I think. So, how to upload a gallery? All right, Dustin, who's uploaded a gallery? Anybody?
One picture at a time.
From a phone, I think is probably the easiest. If you have multiple pictures you want to do and just have a good Wi-Fi connection. If you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, forget it. Post one pic at a time. But this process, a little bit different. strictly using your computer. So let's go through it here. Very similar to uploading a photo, 2 crucial extra steps. First, click on the photo icon below your post, just like you'd normally add a picture anytime you post. If uploading from your computer, simply click and drag to highlight all the image files you wish to upload, or hold the Shift key and click individual files. Who uses a Mac? Anyone? Is that a fading trend? I don't know.
What, using a Mac? No, I think
I'm just kidding.
Mac lovers love them.
I know it. I know. What is the key? It's the little start key to use instead of the control key, right? Anyways, that's how you select several files at once, so you can drag them into the highlighted area. If you're uploading from Google Drive, simply click each photo you have previously uploaded. A tick will appear at the top left of the thumbnail. Click Add. At this point, you can add options if you wish, and also select the album cover, which will be shown as the main first image on your post. And then click Done. Your post will be populated with multiple images. You can organize them around and make any last-minute changes before sharing if you want to as well.
Dustin, do you have a group of photos you want to take us through to upload like this, or?
You know, I've been using Instagram so much, but I could do the process here.
Let's see if we can do that. See if we can show people how to actually do that.
All right.
Justin, you are fantastic with this stuff.
I can drive. All right, let me go to my Google Plus account. Here's the Photos tab. You guys seeing this?
Yep.
Okay, go to the Photos. You can just simply drag from here. So let me just choose something from my
let's just
trip here.
Upload 2 or 3 or something, or whatever you want to upload. But
okay, we'll do this crazy new DIA picture.
Walk people through what you're.
Flown through DIA yet?
No.
Denver International Airport's a very interesting airport. When you get there, make sure you check out all the art. It's kind of bizarre. So I just chose a couple photos out of the one. It won't stay down like this for some reason.
Yeah.
All right. But then you see where he put the little tick mark up in the top. That's how he selected them.
Chose all these, highlighted them. I'm just going to cut them at this point.
Yeah.
Or I'll copy them and see if it'll let me move this window out of the way. No, it won't.
Maybe after you hit open for the thing to happen.
Let's try open instead of drag. And boom. Thank you, Melanie, for that.
Yay. You're welcome.
It wouldn't let me drag. It just wanted to use the open button, and boom. Here we are. We have some art of DIA. It shows a setting like maybe New Mexico or Utah, and it's got a picture of a tunnel going into and these workers going into the tunnel. So it's if you Google anything about DIA, you'll come across stuff that talks about tunnels here, and you have the Masonic time capsule here that you should check out too. So here I am. I've got the album uploaded. I'll put the album cover. I'll just choose it right here, and now that's it. I'm going to add them. And it's going to ask me for names. I don't know who those people are. I'm not going to tag them.
Wait, I see Bob Smith and Tom Jones.
Yes. So it's just that easy, and it makes it a little bit, easier. Now when someone sees the post, here's the organize button. If you want to reorganize what order they're in, you can do that too.
Cool.
Put this panoramic in there.
All right. Reorganize it a little bit. Sweet.
And you can share it to public. We've talked about that several times, not sharing it to a bunch of extra people. And that's it. It's out there, shared.
Cool. Good job, Dustin.
Yep. Yeah.
Is there anything else on the tips here in the
I
last
think
slide?
that's the end of the slides.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other questions with that? Did you see the Q&A going off at all?
No.
Okay.
We just had Catherine in there and yours in there, so we got that.
Okay.
And all right. So that goes with the Google Plus tips. So anybody have anything? Let's see. Y'all want to talk about any YouTube creator stuff or academy or anything like that for a couple of minutes?
Oh, yeah, I did want to talk about that for a second.
All right.
Melanie, what do you got? Have you been playing with that at all?
Yeah, I have really, I think I have 2 more sessions to do, and to get the most out of it, I'm actually doing what it's saying. So like I put a watermark, I created a new watermark for my videos, and now my next goal is I need to create sections on my channel. Not playlists. I've done a playlist, but the sections, and that's a challenge for me because I don't know exactly how I want to organize everything yet. But I'll take my test on, tomorrow, on the 30th, and see if I get my little thing. But I really enjoyed it. I've learned a lot from the sessions and experimented. So I'm not rushing through it. I'm really embracing everything as much as I can.
Cool. That's how you learn things. You just go through and you actually do it. And then you can learn it, and then you can teach it.
Until they change the procedure.
That's okay.
Yeah, right.
If you put it in a Google slide, you can update it easily when they change that procedure. So
you are
cool.
so correct. Yes, very
That's
correct.
a great tip.
And what about you, Dustin?
I think there's so much in there. I've gotten a little bit slack, and they want you to interact with a lot of the other users, and that's like a whole nother branch of the homework that I've got a lot of videos I can already play with and tweak a little bit. And I think the biggest thing that I think I've taken away so far is SEOing everything right, but also having a good thumbnail. I wasn't really paying any attention to that. I would just create the video and whatever option that they showed up that would give different pictures of my face and whatever I was animating there, but I never really changed any of the thumbnails there at all, and now I'm kind of going back and messing with it and trying to see what it looks like on this size and what it would look on this platform, and how it looks as a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And what part of it's cut off, and I'm still playing with that and trying to dial it in completely because it's different on other platforms, and I haven't found a super easy way to make the thumbnails for the YouTube page show up correctly. So I'm still playing with that a little bit.
Yeah, with mine are the HOA shows. So, and the system, YouTube automatically selects the video, the point exactly in the middle. So if you're doing like that, it freezes you, So I have had to go through mine, every one of them, because it's just it'll do that for a guest that's on the show or whatever, and it's really it's not appealing to anything, anybody. So I've had to go through and select like the best pose. And so now when you look at all mine, it looks like, here I'm doing this, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing this. And it's like, oh my gosh, what are we supposed to do? And then I experimented one time. I put up an image of a puzzle pieces connecting, and nobody wants to watch that video. Nobody.
Well,
because it doesn't have my face on it.
One of the takeaways I got from it was ask yourself the question: what's the story that I'm trying to tell? And when people are looking at it, because your picture has a, is a picture's worth 1,000 words. So
Mm-hmm.
what story are you trying to tell in the picture so that people will click on it?
Yeah.
And so if you ask yourself the question, I think you can do better at picking stuff.
But see, if I pick an image that's on the topic of the HOA, like yesterday we talked about color wheel. So if I smack the color wheel up, people say, "Oh, she's going to talk about the color wheel." Well, we didn't talk about like the color wheel. We talked about color on the HOA. So that is risking, am I disappointing those people who actually come and click on it and it's not what they think? Where the one where I did the puppets, that's the puppets. They click in, they see puppets. So,
well, maybe it's if you have an HOA, if you're talking about an HOA and it's a series HOA, then you brand the HOA.
mm-hmm.
And if you're going on topic, then you can brand the HOA by topic probably. I mean, there's different ways to think through things. So
yeah, and that's a challenge.
What did you use as your watermark?
Oh, I have it's our little mascot is Nugget. He's the dog with the ears up and with the arrow. So he is now on all the videos. But what's funky, I will say funky, is like right now, you know how the film strip, my view, when they put the film strip below the video instead of like where it's shoved up, where I put Nugget, his little face, his little head, sometimes he's off in the black because it won't let me position it once it's like pasted down, and that's what I don't like, because I've like removed it, put it back in, removed it, and it still wants to stick in that position. And all I want to do is move him over a little bit so he's not like way off into the black.
How do you have it show up at the beginning of the?
I have it run. I'm having it run the whole time until someone says, "Why is that dog's head there the whole time?" Because and people only know that we have this mascot if they know about, if they know the website and the Google Plus, because on my Google Plus page his head's like right there, so that's a new part of the branding that I'm experimenting with. But cool. Yeah, his ears, he has uptick ears.
I was able to get
is that where the big uptick comes from? The uptick ears on the dog?
Yeah, we named the company first, and then when I was saying, well, I need a mascot of some kind, and I looked at my daughter's dog.
So now he's the company mascot, huh? Cool.
Yeah, first he has a lot of polka dots on him because I said, oh, there's data points, and she says, no, Mom, look at the ears. I said, oh, the ears. Yeah, but I was looking at his, because he's a cattle dog mix, and so he looks like an Appaloosa dog, polka dots all over him. I said, oh, I can just take like data points and I'll draw an arrow on him. She said, no, don't do that.
We have a couple of comments in the questions here. So it's Matthew Shuey. Hey, Matthew, just a quick shout out, bud. And he just wanted to say he's enjoying the HOA. And then Catherine Wilfong says, don't forget to update your About page. So thanks, Catherine. I need to take that to heart.
Yeah, maybe we should put a reminder on our calendar, like every other week that says update About. Just, like we schedule everything else. Put a reminder.
That's a good point. At least once a month, anyway, or quarterly.
You might need to take out some links that you were promoting that are no longer in the live queue there.
Good point. Yeah, man. All right. So let's.
I did want to ask Dustin a lot about his photos. Yeah. Dustin, do you take the time to fill in all the back information about your photos?
I'm trying to get better on that, but I usually just try and launch them on the fly, or I'm out somewhere or taking a shot somewhere. I was just at the Jefferson County Fair. The Golden, what do they call it? The Buffalo Bill Days.
Oh,
I took some cool pictures. They had some birds of prey, big old owls and eagles and stuff. And I took pictures of the barbecue and the Rice Krispie treats and everything, and I just try and catalog a bunch of stuff and get it available so I can have it to. I've been using that InstaQuote a lot, as you know. I've been talking about that. I really like that program. I think I paid $1.99 for the pro version. And so I haven't gone through and taken and really edited back and kind of put my information in there. You're talking about the background information to all the photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I'm not regular with that either. I started out that way, and then it's like, no, we are in a world of speed, a world of hurry up.
If we could find something that would make it templated so it has all that stuff, you can do it once and it's, set to that camera, that would make it a lot easier, There's probably somebody build that if you're listening,
Melanie, we've got a question from you from Catherine Wilfong. She just wanted to know, when you were naming your company, did you struggle with deciding between a company name and your personal name?
No, that wasn't a struggle at all, because I don't want anything named after myself for this reason. If one day my company becomes $1 million value, and I say, gosh, I really need $1 million right now, and I sell it, it's more likely that somebody will buy Big Uptick Social Marketing instead of MelanieHall.com. That's exactly why. So I said skip the personal name altogether. And if my company is passed down through posterity, and I've been dead 150 years, they might call it Big Uptick something else, Big Uptick Grocery Store. I don't know, but if they keep the Big Uptick, that's going to be more valuable. So that's why I didn't have one issue about it at all. But I think I know some people do name things after themselves. That's fine. But for my purposes, I was thinking way down the road, and I thought of money in case.
Planning ahead, always a good thing.
Buy my company. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Because you never know as you get older, and we all need medicines and surgeries because we're all going to live to be 150 years, not just 100 anymore, medicine. It's like, who's going to finance that?
My grandmother's 97.
Is she really? Wow.
She's
that
living
is
up
tremendous.
in Westminster. Bert's grandma is 98, mine's 97. It's kind of interesting.
Wow. Cool.
But their perspective on things and what they're doing now, and living in an assisted living home now, and I don't know. I hope they have some technology worked out by the time I make it that old that everything's bionic and I've regrown skin.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting to get the outside bionic skeleton. Just fit me inside that robot, and then it will move my arm. So I'll still have my weak body, but the robot will be on my outer skeleton. Oh, I would wear it all the time.
Be like a praying mantis model. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. I got to speak out to the rehab center. Off to do some acupuncture. I will see you next Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Mountain time, 12 o'clock Eastern time.
12 o'clock Eastern.
Cool
See you
beans.
next time. Thanks for your questions, Matthew and Catherine there, and saying hello. So we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Have a good one, buddy.
For sure. Thanks, Dustin.
All right. There we go. So it's 12:44, so we're about 14 minutes over. Unless anybody has any questions out there, get them in now, because we are going to be counting down. And I've got to run here too. So
yeah. Well, I think this was a good show, Tom. A lot of information.
We're trying and do that. So we want people to get some benefit from these shows. So that's the object of the game. And check out the resource document. Go through it. There's some really good stuff in all this. And what I'll be trying to do is link back to all this and get everything linking together so you can kind of follow it. So, but that'll take a little bit of work to pull that together. And I just now got it where the notes look pretty.
Yes. Very nice.
So anyway, so going forward, hopefully the resource document will look a little bit better. We can put video in it and do all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of a work in progress. So I appreciate everybody coming along. I really appreciate everybody for asking questions, and would encourage people to ask questions, like and share everything. So that's got it for me. Meloney, if you want to say whatever you want to say, and we'll get this thing signed off.
Well, I appreciate you, Tom, doing the show, and I appreciate the times I can be on, and it is really neat to get into to discuss the techie side of the Google Plus, because while we can see the resources and everything, it's really nice to have an open discussion. Like, does this work for you? Have you tried this? What are the possibilities? What are the things I should be, watch out for? What are the downfalls? So it's very valuable to me. I really like it.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad somebody loves it. But we've got a few more of these, but we're drawing rapidly to the end. So if you guys have anything in particular that you want to see the next series on, because what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and do series maybe of 4 or 5 in a row, and just kind of see how that goes, and kind of cut those up and see if that's helping people out. So if there's something in particular that you want to talk about, please let us know, and we will be happy to put something together for you. So anyway, thanks everybody for coming by. We really appreciate you. Everybody have a great day and a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern time. Take care. Bye-bye.